I'm good. I'm live. Okay. Shalom. First and foremost, give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth. We're the brothers from the Great Millstone Chicago branch. And we wanted to go in on this Chinese digital yuan CBDC currency, which is programmable money, which is going to ultimately be coming to Babylon, America, and the rest of the world.
So basically, China is the blueprint for the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the brothers was talking about it. I don't know if we can, we may not be able to go to certain images or what have you, but there's a homelessness crisis going on in China due to central bank digital currencies being able to prohibit how you move throughout society, right? So basically, these CBDCs, they're attached to your social credit score. Your social credit score is attached to every facet of your life. You know what I mean? Especially like your social media, your criminal background, you know, your actual credit score. So what they're able to do is establish a draconian system of control. So like, say you get caught jaywalking or you get caught speeding, right? Not only will they issue you out a citation in real time, they'll also go as far as to shame you publicly. They'll put your picture up, telling everybody what you did, you know, when you jaywalked or when you ran this light. They'll, like I said, instead of like here in America, you know, you get a fine in the mail, or, you know, you get like a ticket in the mail, right? And it says, yeah, this is your fine. You have up until this date to pay it. Well, with central bank digital currencies, they can just take the money in real time. As soon as you do the infraction, they just take that shit right out your bank.
Right.
Because everything is connected to the Internet of Things, man. And this is the blueprint that the elites want on the entire world. Okay? And it's no coincidence that other countries are gravitating towards trade, like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar. They're considering bypassing the U.S. dollar in order to trade in the digital yuan, which is a central bank digital currency, man. Mm-hmm. So this is just a playbook for the rest of the world. Yeah, go ahead.
This Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? All right, because these the heathen nations think that they're gonna, you know, establish a new world order. Mm-hmm. That this is gonna be the next phase of life on earth. It says the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together, saying, against Yahweh and against His anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision.
That's right.
So, hey, you know, they said, let us cast the cords away from us. They don't want to be under the control of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI and subject to his righteousness. Mm-hmm. They want their own, they want to establish their own thing on the earth, just like the Tower of Babel.
Right.
You know, but hey, everything's already predetermined.
That's right.
Like it says in 2nd Esdras, He has measured the times, does not move until it's fulfilled.
That's right. So
he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. It's a cool little CBDC system you got there, but ultimately that's not, you know, the prophecy doesn't state that that's going to be, that these heathen are going to have next and rule over the earth.
Well, it's an unjust system, you know. The system itself is a system that's based on really it's based on behavioral wickedness, because they're judging people. What's the scripture where it says he that taketh away a man's wages.
Yeah, slave.
Yeah.
That's Sirach 34:22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
Right. There's nowhere in the scriptures, which is the real law of life, where if you offend someone or you didn't hold the door for someone, all right, or if you spoke to them a certain way, if that means that you lose your job, you lose money, and you can't help your family out, for lack of better words, if you can't support your family, but in this wicked system, that's allowed, and that's the reason why the banking system is going to fail altogether, because it's a credit-based system, but they're trying to bring that crap over here.
I say, Con.
Yeah, they're trying to bring that madness over here, man, with the unjust weights, and a social credit scoring. They showed you that on Black Mirror, which is the same digital system that they're trying to invoke on people, man. All right, even if they were to tweak it a little bit different, the system that they're trying to create is one that doesn't even have money in, which they already took that out, over 50 some odd years ago with the silver standard, but at the same time, this system is going towards doom. This is Micah 6:11. Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Right? They're talking about helping and aiding the people, but really it's about aiding this wicked system, man, where the elites are in charge and they own everything.
Right. Like the stock market, for example, you have something called insider trading, which is supposed to be illegal, but hey, the elites, they do it all the fucking time. They're doing it right now.
Big time.
They cause something to happen in the geo-economics, and it drives down the prices of things purposefully so that people who are rich can before they drive it down, they sell it off, get the money, something happens, drives the fucking prices down, and they buy that same asset for pennies on the dollar cheap, drive it back up, and they're millions and billions of dollars richer.
They're getting on both ways. Up or down, the direction doesn't matter. They just taking the position to...
Exactly. That's deceitful weights. Okay? That's deception, man.
They're providing no value. They're just extracting money out of the market.
Exactly.
It's the same way also where you said they were manipulating the market with the talks of war, of ceasefires.
Yeah.
And because all the resources that come through the Hormuz and these different canals that they use, people are. It's like a betting system. The way that they have the stock set up.
Yeah, it is.
It's gambling.
This shit's
That's all it is gambling, and the table is fixed.
Right.
The people that don't have the inside information, they're gambling. Okay, it's just a process of looking at patterns and saying, okay, what ifs? But the people that are on the inside, it's like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah.
Because they know what's coming next, man. All right, and those are all deceitful practices, man. And YAHAWASHI, hey, he has a great indignation towards those that they oppress the poor, man. All right.
God.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna get that in Proverbs.
Yeah, you should get that in Proverbs.
This is the book of Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Okay, so when you set up this unjust system that only benefits the rich, okay, this system that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, that type of system is finite. It eventually has an end, okay, and that end is a multiple crises in different areas of the economy, and ultimately a great rebellion and a sedition of the poor against the rich, man. Because after so long of getting the short end of the stick, the poor end up rebelling, and they end up killing the rich. Okay, it's been like that every single time, man. So America is going to be no different.
That's how America was founded.
Exactly.
I got that Job. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Mm-hmm. You know, going back to what you were saying, that eventually, because that word wicked is laborers. Yeah. Eventually, the people are going to say that they had enough, and which he's been pushing that. You know, as him trying to control, have order out of chaos. You know, they'll push what the founding fathers spoke about on how they were saying that you're supposed to rise up against tyranny, but it's all this plan that this man thinks that he can control. You know, which he understands that naturally people are going to be disgruntled. So what is he going to do? He's going to try to control and manipulate that, send people into trick bags. But the Most High eventually is going to have the last laugh, man.
That's right.
This Proverbs 16 and 11. A just weight and balance are Yahawah's. All the weights of the bag are his work. So this, all these currencies are unjust, and also inflation is just how they steal from you,
right?
Without you noticing,
right? It's these currencies are volatile. You know, the Lord said a just weight and a just measure. Okay, so like you said, it ain't supposed to be something called inflation. You know, unless there is a famine. You know, things are supposed to be tied to supply and demand. Okay, of course, the higher the demand and the less of the supply, of course, the money is going to go up. You know what I mean? That's basic economics right there. Okay, but here it is. This man, he set up a system of scarcity. He set up a system that penalizes you for trying to use resources that the Heavenly Father has naturally given us, man.
Yeah.
All right. He poisons the water so that you can't collect rainwater and have fresh water. He creates GMO Monsanto seeds to steal your land, corrupt your soil. You know, so that you can't grow your own food. Well, our seeds, it's by law. If our seeds landed on your crops, well, this portion of the land now belongs to us.
That's wicked.
They frame mischief by law, man.
Yeah.
They don't. They created a system that doesn't just make it hard; it makes it impossible to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, because those seeds that you even mentioned, most of the seeds that you get in storage that are supposed to yield fruit, well, they've been genetically modified to where they can't yield fruit all the time. Mm-hmm. I think they they go like maybe every 2 to 5 years or so without yielding fruit, and it's just a tree. That's just wicked, man.
Because in Genesis talks about how everything has a seed in itself. It's supposed to be regenerative, unlimited. You know, the earth is just abundant.
Yeah, so this devil talking about that it's not enough of this for people. No, you're making it not enough, because the earth is supposed to grow when the people grow. All right? That's the reason why the Lord created different laws in the scriptures where it goes to from the people to the agriculture and how we're supposed to cultivate the land. All right, certain trees you can cut down. It's too many female trees, man. All right, it's more female trees on this earth than it is male trees, man. If I'm not mistaken, the ones that yield fruit.
So, because he doesn't even want you to have fruit off the trees, man.
Right.
Because then we wouldn't need to work for him.
Yep.
This man is the goddamn devil all around.
I got that Psalms that you quoted, Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Mm-hmm. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, you frame mischief by a law every day, man. Okay? That's where you like I said, the whole thing with Monsanto, they passed that law. Well, our seeds landed on your land, so your land now belongs to us. Or whatever crop that harvests, well, that crop now belongs to us. Okay?
Right. We patented the seed.
We patented the seed, yeah. You know, that's just another way to steal people's land and to corrupt crops. Okay? So like I said earlier, he's accomplished a diligent search to make it impossible to be self-sufficient here in America.
Yeah.
All right. He does that on purpose to make you dependent on his system. All right. And the more you are dependent on his system, the more he can control you. That's what happened in Egypt. All right. When the money failed in Genesis, the 47th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a few things from chat that could shit. Where'd it go? Oh man, that ain't chat. That's Google stuff.
Same shit.
Right. Got a few things in chat here. Okay. Because chat, they try to beat around the bush, man, but the parallels are very much clear and indicative that the same thing that happened in Genesis, the 47th chapter, during those famines, it's the same thing that's getting ready to happen now. All right.
I got that Genesis 47 on deck too.
Bible shot. Go ahead.
All right. This is Genesis 47 and 13. It says, "And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth." They ran out of money. It says, "And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year."
So cattle back then were resources. Okay, these were some of the most abundant resources outside of spices and actual gold and silver. All right, which was king. All right, but other than that, hey, these people, they traded in all their resources for food. Go ahead.
"When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, We will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not enough, it's like there is aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and in our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh."
Right. So basically, they became servants to the government. Okay, they became property and ownership to the government, and that is exactly what Esau is going to do.
God.
Okay, see, the Heavenly Father brought that famine to Egypt, but now Esau, he's orchestrating this famine.
Thou art wiser than Daniel.
Right. He when you look at this whole situation with the Hormuz, there's no fertilizer reaching the shores of America. All right, as well as other countries. Other countries are going to be forced to look to other partners, maybe Russia, all right, maybe whoever the hell else over there has fertilizer for sale. All right, but as far as that goes, if no fertilizer is coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, okay, which we get a good number, a good percentage of our fertilizer here in America comes through that strait. If no fertilizer is coming through, that means no crops are going to be planted. If no crops are planted, well, you're going to have a shortage of food. Where there's a shortage of food, there's going to be a price spike. When prices spike, hey, y'all already know what's behind that, though.
Wild out.
All right, niggas going to wild out. Niggas going to start stealing. Okay, and now there's scarcity in the land for a plethora of things that we need.
That Luke 18 comes to mind. Is that what it is? Luke 18 or is that Luke 22?
Which one?
I think it's Luke 22 where they do these things in the green.
Oh, yeah. I got you right here. This, so like it. Luke 23 and 31. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? Hey, that oil's drying up, man. That's the lifeblood of the economy.
Right.
That's going to be a dry tree.
That's right.
Nothing's going to be growing. Nothing's being produced. Nothing's being transported.
Right.
It's a dry tree.
And like I said, the tree here is still green, and people still chimping out. So imagine what happens when the tree dries up, when scarcity is in the land for real. Okay? Lack of jobs, everything high as hell, and everything is scarce as hell. Especially in the hood. The hood's a goddamn food desert.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even these big grocery stores, they only carry about 2 to 3 days worth of food.
Ooh.
So that ain't gonna last long. If oil keeps going up, less trucks are gonna move. So this is just a recipe for hardship, man.
This second Ezra 6 and 22, you know, like the brother just mentioned how fragile the supply chains are. They had, what do they call it? Instant delivery, or like, I forget what.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Something like delivery.
Like
Yeah, like,
it keeps on adding up. I know what you're talking
or
about.
like it just barely gets there as they buy it.
Right, as need be. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, second Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
So yeah, that's what you're seeing right now, man. Okay, and that's that big wave that's getting ready to hit America. Okay, and the people aren't really cognizant of it, man. Okay, but all these things, when you start fucking with global supply chains and shit, everything is so closely linked and
Right.
closely knit. Any little
Disturbance.
in the force is gonna have major
Ripple.
Right. It's gonna have major ripples in it.
Down the line.
That's right. I got something. You had some more?
It's called just-in-time delivery. It says just-in-time delivery is a supply chain strategy where materials or goods are only received as they are needed for customer demand, rather than holding or accumulating and storing inventory.
See, so they don't even have shit stored up. See, Joseph was wise. They stored up grain. They stored up all that shit for what, 7 years?
Yeah.
They kept that stored up. See, here in America, hey, all the wisdom is banished out of teaming, man. They ain't got shit on deck. So now when those ripples, when that disturbance in the force hits, it's gonna cause chaos, man. All right. And I got a comparison here. I had chat give me some similarities between Genesis 47 and a fully integrated tokenized central digital bank world, right? So it says in Genesis 47, everything funnels through one authority, Pharaoh. Food distribution equals survival, total dependency, right? In a fully integrated tokenized system, money, assets, and transactions could run on interconnected infrastructure, aka that's the fucking blockchain. Okay? The blockchain is gonna have everything on there. Nothing's gonna be amiss, no stone unturned. It says if tightly coordinated, access to that system equals access to the economy. The parallel is a single economic rail, which is blockchain, becomes the gateway to participation. Number 2, loss of independent buffers. Egyptians lost livestock and land, which is long-term wealth. In a highly financialized, tokenized world, people rely more on digital systems rather than physical or independent assets. If everything is mediated digitally, opting out becomes harder. Fewer ways to operate outside the system. So again, you're not going to be, unless you're implemented in this digital system, this digital prison planet, you're going to be just out there. All right? It's almost like that movie Demolition Man. You had the people up top, which were dipped and chipped. They were able to function in society. And then you had the people that were in the sewers. They were getting it how they could live, man. Eating rat burgers, robbing Taco Bell, all type of shit, man. Okay? This is the world that we're getting ready to come into. It says, Verse number 3, programmability and conditional access. Genesis, food access required surrendering assets and accepting terms. What are you going to surrender? Your rights? Okay, what terms are you going to accept? The New World Order. It says tokenized central bank digital currency systems. Transactions could be conditional depending on policy. Access could theoretically be restricted, delayed, or guided. The parallel economic participation becomes more rule-driven and not purely autonomous. Again, this devil does not want anybody to be self-sufficient. Zero autonomy, zero independence. You're gonna be a number in his system, or you're not.
Cogs in the machine.
You're gonna be a cog in the fucking machine. All right. You're gonna just be part of the gear that keeps the fucking machine rolling, man.
Or otherwise, you're an ant getting stumped on.
That's it.
Otherwise, we got a place we could send you to.
Yeah, we can re-educate you, send you to some re-education camp. All right, do all type of shit to you, bake your brain, then get you right back integrated into the system, man.
They actually showed you that in the new season of The Boys. They were in an internment camp, you know, and that's what what we talk about, the yellow, the red, and the blue list that this man has all set up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In which, hey, that's what the social credit score is about, to bring that back around.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. So I'm gonna continue on. It says, crisis is the real catalyst, not the tech. The strongest similarity to Genesis 47 isn't digital money or tokenization. It's this: a severe crisis that removes alternatives and forces consolidation. Without famine level pressure, people don't typically A, surrender assets en masse, and B, accept total dependency. Technology alone doesn't create that behavior. So again, this devil knows that. So again, what is he going to do? He's going to orchestrate different famines, different crises to force people to bend the knee. And this is where we're at. Okay, the scriptures say these are the beginnings of sorrows. Okay, the wars, the rumors of wars. Okay, well shit, now we're in World War III. It's not even a rumor anymore. All right, and on top of this, there's going to be other proxy wars being fought. On top of this is going to be more and more an era of civil war getting ready to break out. So it's just going to be all types of uncertainty and chaos kicking off. Meanwhile, the squeeze is getting tighter on people to the point where people are eventually just going to fucking bend the knee, man.
That's right.
Whatever y'all got. I know y'all looking up shit.
I got a couple of them, actually.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him." Which, you know, we use that for the chip, in which that's what it's automatically it's gonna actually be a physical piercing, but it goes into you're trusting in this system. It's gonna keep on turning on you. Why would this be any other different? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Why would this be different than any other time of a snake being a snake? All right, here it is. You guys, you speak against politics. You see most of you citizens. You see that your government is corrupt, and yet you're still gonna go in full ass up, head down, man. All right, letting them fuck you continually, bro.
God, who will pity a charmer?
Yeah, exactly. This been of a serpent. Y'all keep messing with this devil, man. When it's been known that he's draconian. All right. Like, look at what your president is saying about, you know, his not domestic, but his diplomatic skills, man. You know, it's his way of the highway, man. He's the law of justice. How much more you think he's gonna be on his own citizens as well, man, who don't have arms to fight him? You know, they don't have their own military. It's your ass. It's really gonna be barely get down and lay down. It's just he's gonna lay a lot of motherfuckers down so that others can get down.
Yeah, that's it. cowards will bend the knee. You know, whatever little motherfuckers that think they gonna fight said it's gonna be a one for all. It's gonna be a free for all, man. Okay, you're gonna have bands that are gonna try to stick together. You're gonna have small militia movements and shit like that. But again, it's just gonna break out in a civil war, bro. And these Edomites gonna take each other's head off, man.
Yep.
And we can't wait. You know, that's something?
I got one more.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 Ezra 16:40. Oh my, I'm gonna start at verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he shall not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. All right, so the times that we're coming into is be ready to let go.
Let the fuck go. You know, we can't be invested in anything in this place and in this world. We have to be completely fucking removed from everything. You got to be removed from that job. You got to be removed from that bitch you think love you. You got to be removed from them kids. You got to be removed from your relatives that you once called family. You got to be removed from those niggas you thought was friends. You have to be completely removed from everything, man. Being a pilgrim is ready to just get up and go, if need be. Okay? What happened with Lot's wife? She looked back. Why? Lot wasn't no broke nigga. Lot was rich. They was having things. They had to just get up and leave everything behind. She couldn't take it. And the Lord made her a memorial of foolishness and an unbelieving soul. Okay? So we can't have that spirit of Lot's wife, man. We got to be ready to drop everything. What that nigga saying, Robert De Niro, he said, don't fall in love with nothing you can't leave in 30 seconds.
Damn.
That's how we got to be, bro. That's how we have to be, man. Because, hey, the kingdom is closer than what we believe, man. Okay? Then we can have rest. Then you can have family. All right? Until then, hell no. Fuck all this shit. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. I'm going to read it in the NLT. He requires everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on their forehead. And no one can buy or sell without anything. No one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name, man. Okay? So that's the ultimate end game, man. But it starts with central bank digital currencies, man. All right? And this central bank digital currency is going to be a digital prison planet. Okay? It's not going to be what they think or what they try to paint it out to be, man. Okay? You're going to be in a fucking, you're going to be in a cell without bars, man. Okay? And hey, the men of the Lord are looking forward to that. And it's right around the corner. That's why they're doing all these staged events right now, man. It's to fucking get rid of the old infrastructure to bring in the new.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Wish y'all got something else. Are you looking up something else?
I'm good.
No, shit, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Come.
All right. Okay, so with that, man, we pray that this was edifying and giving all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. And once again, double honors to the apostles, Kwam YASHARAHLA, Shalom, Wa ba ba ba.
Shalom.
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 Shalom.